Well, the first returns are coming in on the WNBA All-Star voting. Of course, it will be in Indianapolis. And as you can imagine, Caitlin Clark is leading the All-Star vote. By the way, it looks like a massive turnout.
Angel Reese was hyped up as the next face of the WNBA, but when the All-Star voting results came in, she didn't even crack the top 10. Despite all the media attention, the numbers tell a different story. She's shooting just 30.9% from the field, one of the lowest marks among qualified players. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark completely stole the spotlight, pulling in over 515,000 fan votes and leaving Angel Reese far behind. Let's be real, hype alone isn't enough.
Be honest. Second straight year that Clark has led the fan voting. She was second in early returns in fan voting in 2024, but jumped to first with around 700,000 total votes by the end of the period. So I'm wondering, are we going to see 1 million votes this time? Because I saw somebody earlier that said so far voting is actually way up versus exactly where we was at this time last.
So why are fans speaking through their remotes instead of following the media hype? If you saw this coming, drop a comment. Did you already guess where Angel Reese would land before the votes dropped? She's been everywhere lately, from national commercials to viral social media moments. The WNBA has been pushing her as the face of the league, but it's clear the fans are telling a different story.
The latest myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed. The myth of all myths, the deception of deception. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
The media didn't just cover Angel Reese. They elevated her. Major outlets like Forbes named her alongside Aja Wilson as the driving force behind the WNBA's rise. Some even went so far as to sideline Caitlin Clark, despite Clark putting up monster numbers and breaking records night after night. The message was clear. Reese was the chosen star. She secured major endorsement deals, starred in national commercials, and her story was everywhere, from sports talk shows to primetime news segments.
Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism. Of course, the vast majority of her followers are bots and lonely men, most of which are not buying tickets or watching her games on television because they can't afford the 5 pesos a month to watch the Chicago Bravado on WNBA League Pass.
And still, the WNBA's official channels kept the spotlight on her, sharing her college highlights, featuring her prominently in interviews, and framing her as the league's next breakout star. Everything seemed set for Angel Reese to explode into superstardom, but it wasn't just the league or the sponsors driving that narrative. Angel herself fully embraced it. She confidently told reporters that she's the reason fans are tuning in and that her legacy is already being written.
People are talking about women's basketball that you never would think that we were talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas. I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of
Angel Reese's outspoken attitude made for headline gold, and the media couldn't get enough. She wasn't just presented as a basketball player. She was elevated to the level of a cultural icon, a bold new face for the future of women's basketball. But when the All-Star voting results dropped, the numbers told a very different story. Despite all the hype, media attention, and heavy marketing, Reese didn't even crack the top 10. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark wasn't just included. She dominated, leading all players with a staggering 516,000 votes. That's not just a difference, it's a statement. Fans are watching, paying attention, and making their voices heard. And increasingly, their choices are rewriting the entire narrative.
And there's a supposed, people keep telling me, supposed second most popular player in the league that doesn't look like the second most popular player at all. And in fact, a rookie I have been touting that that is playing better than Angel Reese, Kiki Arifin. Well, basketball fans are showing up, and they have got her voted ahead of Angel right now. Angel is not in the top 10.
So why didn't all that media hype translate into real fan support? For every glowing headline about Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark was out there putting on a show, earning attention through jaw-dropping performances that demanded respect. Clark let her game speak, while Reese's rise felt more tied to image and the carefully crafted narrative around her. Sure, the buzz was loud, but the emotional connection with fans just wasn't as deep as the media made it out to be. Take that Forbes article, for instance. They spotlighted Reese as the face of the league's growth, completely ignoring Clark's massive impact. But fans aren't blind. They're watching the games, they know who delivers, and their votes made that crystal clear.
According to Forbes, Caitlin Clark is not responsible for elevating this turd into the mainstream. The ladies responsible for elevating the WNBA are Angel Reese and the unknown face of the Las Vegas Anonymous face.
This gap between the media's version of the story and what fans actually vote for goes beyond basketball. It's about trust. When the hype feels forced or manufactured, fans pick up on it. They're not interested in PR campaigns. They want players who earn their spotlight, not ones handed it through branding. And the All-Star voting made that crystal clear. Despite all the media push, the interviews, the commercials, and the non-stop promotion, Angel Reese still couldn't break into the top 10. The message from fans? Authenticity matters.
Enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is. Well, it's 13th place. And I can tell you right now, Jonquel Jones ought to be ahead of her.
What's really happening here? Is this just a case of media hype not matching reality? Or is there something in Angel Reese's actual game that isn't resonating with fans? She's got the endorsements, she's making headlines, but when it comes to what truly counts, performance on the court, the numbers tell a different story. And that's where things get interesting. It's time to take a closer look at the stat sheet and break down what Angel Reese's rookie season really looks like. Yes, she's earned a name for herself as a strong rebounder. But when you zoom out and evaluate the full scope of her game, the picture becomes much clearer.
Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion.
Let's start with her shooting. Angel Reese is hitting just 30.9% of her shots, ranking second worst out of 64 qualified WNBA players through her first 7 games. And for a post player, that's a major concern. Bigs are expected to be efficient around the basket, converting high percentage looks near the rim. But when you're missing more than 2/3 of those shots, it's hard to justify any serious conversation about all-star status.
There is obviously no way Angel can compare to Caitlin Clark as a shooter or a passer. And there is no way Angel can live up to her dynamic social media / podcast presence as a shooter or a passer or even a shot blocker. She's blocked only 2 shots so far this season. She doesn't even do that.
One analyst didn't hold back, calling her 4 for 12 performance against the Indiana Fever on a night when Caitlin Clark wasn't even playing, laughably bad. That's not the kind of outing that excites fans or earns respect across the league. Sure, Angel Reese brings hustle and energy, but energy alone doesn't win games, and it certainly doesn't translate into all-star votes.
She has energy, she has an attitude, she'll rebound you the basketball. Great. Nothing else. She has not, she's got self-awareness. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player.
Now you might be thinking, but she leads the league in rebounds. And you'd be right. Angel Reese's hustle and knack for crashing the boards are undeniable. She's got a real gift for battling through traffic and cleaning up missed shots. That part of her game is absolutely legit. But even with all that rebounding, her offensive struggles are impossible to ignore. In today's WNBA, effort alone isn't enough. Teams need versatility. Scoring matters. Efficiency matters. And when you're ranked 63rd out of 64 in field goal percentage, well, that pretty much tells the whole story.
Not only is the self-proclaimed Barbie not in the lead, Angel Reese isn't even close to making the top 10.
Let's stack her up against a few of the top forwards. Aaliyah Boston, who pulled in around 447,000 All-Star votes, isn't just a rebounder. She scores efficiently, defends at a high level, and makes a major impact on both ends of the floor. Then there's another standout forward putting up consistent double-doubles and earning over 213,000 votes, proof that fans notice players who bring a well-rounded game. These athletes don't just dominate one stat, they fill up the entire box score. And that's the key difference. That's what separates true all-stars from players who only shine in one area.
7, 8, 9 on the list are Kelsey Mitchell, Sabrina Ionescu, and Lexington Hull. The following three are Kiki Ariafin, Kelsey the Plumber, and Satu Sabali? You mean to tell me these unknowns are ranked ahead of the face of the league?
Even when you highlight Angel Reese's strengths, the flaws are hard to overlook. Analysts have praised her instincts, her hustle, and her ability to fight for position under the rim. But they've also made one thing clear. Rebounding alone doesn't carry a team, and it doesn't warrant all-star recognition. The WNBA is packed with players who contribute in all areas, scoring, defending, passing, and that's exactly what fans are looking for. Right now, Reese's stats reflect a player still searching for that full balance. And until she finds it, her overall impact will remain limited. The numbers don't lie.
Lexi Hall, 217,000, and there is Kiki Arifin, 213,500. She's averaging a double-double, a legit double-double, with a good field goal percentage. Angel Reese, well, wait a minute. I thought it was about you too. Everybody's watching because of me too, except everybody's not watching because of you too. I mean, guys, if the ratings ain't enough, and the attendance ain't enough, and what happened at LSU ain't enough, and all this other stuff ain't enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is, well, it's 13th place.
Both Angel Reese is a beast on the boards, no doubt about it. But her shooting struggles and lack of offensive efficiency are keeping her from becoming the kind of player fans rally behind for the All-Star game. And that leads us to the big question. If rebounding alone isn't enough, then what does it take to earn those All-Star votes? Up next, we break down exactly what fans are really looking for and what it takes to win them over.
So even right down here, the Mirror's calling out Angel Reese. As for Reese, one-time All-Star from last year in a rookie season alongside Clark, who appears set to earn a second honor, has struggled in 2025. 23-year-old, notorious for her rebounding supremacy, averages 11 points, but the Sky are 3 and 8. And she's shooting like, I don't even know what she's at now. It's probably less than 35%.
Here's how the All-Star voting actually works. Fan votes make up 50% of the total, while players and media each contribute 25%. That means fans have the loudest voice in deciding who earns All-Star status, and even with that advantage, Angel Reese still couldn't crack the top 10. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark didn't just make the list, she dominated it, pulling in a staggering 516,000 votes. To put that in perspective, Clark received more than 3 times the votes Reese did, who finished with just 173,000. That's not a small gap. That's a massive canyon between media hype and what fans actually value.
Let's see, fan voting runs through the 28th, culmination of fan voting 50%, player votes 25%, and media votes. Oh, that's going to be where Angel Reese makes her move. Media votes 25% will determine the All-Star starters. Looking right at you, CBS, you still ain't released the ratings.
So how did this happen? The All-Star voting system is designed to balance popularity, player respect, and media influence. But this year, it revealed a massive disconnect. Despite months of hype from the league and major media outlets painting Angel Reese as the next big superstar, fans weren't convinced. They looked past the headlines and focused on what really matters: performance. Caitlin Clark didn't need media spin. Her game speaks for itself. Night after night, she's putting up numbers, making highlight plays, and impacting the outcome of games. And fans took notice, loud and clear. That's why the votes poured in, not just for her, but for others who are actually delivering on the court. Just take a look at who made the top 10.
Nafisi Collier, who is probably the leader of the MVP pack right now, is at 485,000. Aaliyah Boston is third, 447,000, as she should be. Aaliyah should get some MVP conversation. I'm going to be honest.
Aaliyah Boston pulled in 447,000 votes, a clear signal that fans are paying attention and rewarding players who consistently deliver. Her well-rounded game, steady performance, and leadership have built her a strong, loyal following. Another top vote-getter earned her spot through years of proven production and reliability. These aren't just flashy players, they've built resumes that fans respect. And when you stack that up against Angel Reese, the numbers just don't compare. Yes, she's among the league's top rebounders, no doubt, but today's fans want more than just one standout skill. They're looking for players who can score, defend, and lead their teams to victories, not just grab boards.
I know Kelsey Plum is likable. She's a lovely lady, but you mean to tell me she's more popular than Angel Reese? The same Angel Reese who has been begging, and I mean begging, people on social media to vote for her? Angel Reese, number 13 on the list, 173,000 votes. Aaliyah Boston, who most people have never heard of, has received 447,000 votes.
Angel Reese's rise has been fueled by personality, viral moments, and aggressive branding. But fans aren't easily fooled. They recognize when a narrative is being forced. The league and media tried to crown her as the face of the WNBA before her game truly backed it up, and that disconnect showed clearly in the All-Star voting. Instead of buying into the hype, fans threw their support behind players like Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, players who deliver where it counts. The message is crystal clear. It's not about who gets the most media spotlight. It's about who shows up and performs on the court.
Didn't shoot a single free throw. Although she did have 12 rebounds, her average, which does lead the league. But a couple of times Angel drove it and flung up just these wild shots from 3 or 4 feet that missed the rim by, 3 or 4 feet. Just looked so ridiculously awkward, like she'd never even played basketball.
What shocked you the most about the All-Star voting? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you, because these results didn't just send a message to Angel Reese, they sent a message to the entire league. You can't manufacture a superstar through ad campaigns and non-stop highlight reels alone. Fans are watching the game, not just the noise around it. The gap between Reese's media hype and her actual all-star support is a reality check. It proves that stardom can't be forced. It has to be earned on the court. And when it comes to fan trust, it all begins with what happens between those lines.
These numbers are 100% accurate, and Angel Reese is the 13th most popular player in the WNBA. This probably means she will not be a starter in the All-Star game, which would make sense because Angel Reese shouldn't be a starter for a regular season game.
This All-Star vote wasn't just about Angel Reese. It was a clear statement about what fans truly value and where the league is headed. The gap between media hype and actual fan sentiment has never been more obvious, and the results prove one thing without question: substance beats spin every time. Despite all the promo, features, and nonstop coverage, Angel Reese couldn't crack the top 10. Why? Because fans want more than just headlines. They want players who perform, connect, and earn their spotlight. This vote is a wake-up call for how stars are built in today's WNBA. Will the league adjust its marketing strategy? Will Reese evolve her game to win fans over where it matters most, on the court?